You're driving down the highway, half asleep, watching the rhythm of traffic flow past your window, when something strange catches your eye. An 18-wheeler thunders by. Chrome shining, engine growling. But as it passes, you notice something odd. One set of its rear tires isn't touching the ground. They're there, mounted, spinning slowly in the wind, but lifted, hovering just inches above the asphalt. And suddenly you're wondering, why would a truck carry tires that don't even touch the road? It looks like a mistake, or maybe something broken. But it's neither. Those raised wheels are called lift axles, and they're one of the smartest pieces of engineering hiding in plain sight on the highway. To understand why they exist, you have to understand one brutal fact about trucking: weight is everything. Every commercial truck on the road operates under strict legal weight limits. In the United States, for example, the federal gross vehicle weight limit is 80,000 pounds. That includes the truck, the trailer, the fuel, and the cargo inside. But here's the part most people don't realize. It's not just about total weight. It's about how that weight is distributed. If too much weight presses down on a single axle, it can damage the road surface. It can also make the truck unstable. That's why governments regulate not just how heavy a truck can be, but how many axles it must use to carry that weight. More axles means the load is spread out over more tires. More contact points, more balance, less stress per wheel. So when a truck is fully loaded, hauling steel, gravel, or heavy machinery, those extra axles are lowered. The tires touch the road. The weight spreads out. The truck becomes compliant with the law. But what happens when that same truck is empty? Suddenly it's not carrying 80,000 pounds. It might be hauling nothing but air. And now those extra axles are no longer needed. If they stayed down, they'd actually cause problems. More tires touching the road means more rolling resistance, more friction, more drag. And friction costs fuel. A fully lowered multi-axle truck burns more diesel than one with fewer wheels on the pavement. Over thousands of miles, that difference adds up to thousands of dollars. So truck engineers found a solution. They made certain axles adjustable. When the truck is lightly loaded or empty, the driver flips a switch in the cab. Air pressure inflates specialized suspension bags. The axle lifts upward. The tires rise off the ground. The truck now rides on fewer wheels. Fuel efficiency improves. Tire wear decreases. Because here's another hidden cost. Tires are expensive. A single heavy-duty truck tire can cost hundreds of dollars. Multiply that by 18 wheels, sometimes more, and you're looking at a serious investment. If an empty truck dragged every single tire across pavement all day, those tires would wear down much faster. Lifting unused axles protects them. It extends their lifespan. It reduces maintenance costs. But the benefits go beyond money. Handling matters too. A truck that's empty is lighter. That means less downward force pushing the tires into the road. With too many axles down, traction can actually decrease on the drive wheels, the ones that provide forward power. By lifting a non-drive axle, more weight shifts onto the drive axles. That increases grip, which improves control, especially in rain or snow. So those floating tires you see aren't pointless. They're strategic. They're dynamic tools, adjusting in real time to match the truck's load. But there's another layer to this story. Road preservation. Heavy trucks are one of the biggest contributors to road wear. In fact, the damage a vehicle does to pavement increases exponentially with weight. Doubling the axle load doesn't just double the damage, it can increase it by 16 times. That's why weight distribution is so tightly regulated. When fully loaded, lowering extra axles spreads out the stress. It protects highways and bridges. When empty, lifting them reduces unnecessary contact and minimizes surface friction. It's a balance between efficiency and responsibility. And modern trucks make this balancing act almost effortless. Most lift axles operate using compressed air systems. The same air system that controls the truck's brakes powers the lifting mechanism. The driver can manually raise or lower the axle, or in some advanced systems, it adjusts automatically based on load sensors. The truck senses weight. The suspension responds. The axle moves. All without the driver stepping outside. But not all raised tires are lift axles. Sometimes what you're seeing is a tag axle or a pusher axle. The difference lies in where it's positioned and whether it's powered. A pusher axle sits behind the drive axle. A tag axle sits behind the trailer. Neither typically provides propulsion. They exist purely for load support. And when they're not needed, up they go. It might look strange. A massive vehicle rolling down the highway with wheels floating in midair. But in reality, it's a sign of precision. A sign that the truck is adapting. Because trucking isn't just brute force, it's engineering, it's physics, it's logistics. It's about moving enormous weight across thousands of miles while squeezing every drop of efficiency from a gallon of fuel. And when profit margins are thin, sometimes only a few cents per mile, small optimizations matter. One lifted axle can mean less fuel burned, less rubber destroyed, less wear on roads. Multiply that by millions of trucks across the country, and the impact becomes massive. So the next time you're on the highway and you see those mysterious hovering tires, you won't see a mistake. You'll see a system adjusting itself. You'll see a vehicle that changes shape depending on the burden it carries. Heavy when it must be. Lean when it can be. Because sometimes the smartest way to move forward is knowing when not every wheel needs to touch the ground.